So yeah, just getting my day started, getting in the steam room a little bit earlier than typically. I had boxing this morning at 5:30, so it's going to kind of be my new routine for the summertime. Had class last night until 9:15 at night, which is a bit silly. And then got up this morning and headed off to the gym, get a boxing session in tonight, or this morning, Thursday night, and Saturday mornings for boxing. So that's going to be a good routine. Got class again tonight. Then that should be done for the week till next Tuesday and Wednesday. And yeah, things are going well. So got off a telephone catch-up call with the man who wrote the foreword in my book, which was a good catch-up. He informed me he was headed up to a funeral for a man that had taken his life back in March, which is unfortunate. So there's a data point of the so-called military veteran suicide crisis, which I think it's more than that. I think there's a wider suicide crisis across the United States, but that's neither here nor there. But it's a good loop back to why I take Health and Wellness Wednesday, every Wednesday, in order to reset my body, mind, soul, spirit, clean my place, right? Keep it free of dirt and dust and disease, and sanitize everything, right? Clean my water bottles out really good, because I do clean them throughout the week, but I sanitize them basically once a week. Grooming, all the things in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle for longevity into my 50s, 60s, 70s, hopefully 80s, and then eventually 90s maybe. Hi there, welcome to the channel. Have you been here before, or are you a returning subscriber? Just curious how you found the channel and what you're up to today, because I'm just talking about my health and wellness efforts on this Health and Wellness Wednesday. Oh, 8 people jumped in. How is everybody? Welcome back, Outcasts. Who's with me? Can you hear me okay? Hit a 1 if you can hear me all right. 13. Here for 2 seconds and you already regret it. Well, take off. Go find another channel. See ya. Hello there, Mason Bell. Where you chiming in from? Who else we got? How's everybody on this hump day? Y'all taking care of your health and wellness on a Wednesday? Or are you fighting the corporate grind? Yeah, it's Kentucky. Hey, over in Kentucky, you heard about the unashamed Outcast over there building his off-grid lifestyle? He is what prompted me to follow in his footsteps. 15 years as junior, though. I didn't want to wait till I was 60 to start. Sydney, Australia. Why are you here? You already regretted being here. Go find somebody in Australia to look at. We don't need your hatefulness being spewed around. Can you smell my head? No. Yeah, surely you're not representative of all Australians, I'd hope. Well, who else is with us this afternoon? Is there are there returning subscribers, or is it new people? Yeah, no, Hanby Jack, you need. I'm gonna get you out of here somehow. No sexual innuendos or any other silliness like that on this channel. We don't do that. We'll let the community take care of you. Nah. So what do y'all do to take care of yourselves every week? This is what I do. Hit the steam room on Wednesdays and Sundays. Me? So You must be new to the channel. I retired from the military about 4 years ago, and in addition to that, I used those resources to build this off-grid capable semi-mobile homestead based around my fifth wheel RV. And I'm also going to colleges and what's called Chapter 33 benefits with the Veterans Affairs Department, and I'm in an urban sustainable agriculture program at Collin College. So that's kind of what I do for a living, so to speak. The main purpose of this channel is to document what I'm up to for my kids, so once they decide they want to be involved with my life, they can look back and see what I was doing while I was so-called away. Yeah, what about you? What do you do for a living? I appreciate you asking the questions. There's at least 9 other people hanging out in here today. What are y'all up to this Friday morning? I'm sorry, this Wednesday morning. I wanted to be Friday so I can go dancing. Yeah, I try to dance Friday and Saturday nights, and then my first dance lesson class with my dance partner friend we held last Sunday, and it was a huge success. We had about 15 line dancers, and then we had 5 couples show up to learn country western line and couples dancing. Unemployed, oh, so I'm big in understanding the economic environment at the grassroots level. You're in Kentucky, right, Mason Bell? Tell us a little bit about that. How long have you been unemployed? What industry or market were you in? What are your skill sets? Like, what's the prospect for employment for you in your area? Can you leave? All the things. Like, I'm super curious about that, because what they spew nationally is a bunch of BS, and it doesn't matter for you, right? Or they say a recession is when your neighbor loses their job, and a depression is when you lose yours, is the phrase. So yeah, I'm curious to know if you're willing to share your story a little bit. I'm willing to listen, because it's fascinating to me. Like, I talked to an Uber driver a few weeks ago when I dropped off my vehicle that got totaled out, actually, and that's a story for another day. But he said, yeah, Uber raised the rates but dropped our pay. Go figure, right? You know why that happens? Supply and demand. Hello there, Nick Groves. Yeah, supply and demand of labor, right? So it's basic economics. Increase supply, decrease demand. I'm sorry. Increase supply, maintain demand. Prices drop. Decrease supply, maintain demand. Prices rise. That can apply to products or services, as in people, right? And then there's 4 other combinations of that mental gymnastics thought process that you can go through to understand how supply and demand works. When you raise one, decrease the other, raise both, decrease both, right? If you decrease supply and demand at the same time, what happens to prices? Prices stay the same. If you increase supply and demand at the same time, what happens to prices? Prices stay the same, right? You increase one, decrease the other, price will rise or fall. It's like a law of nature. It's like gravity. General manager for Kroger. So what, does Kroger not need general managers to manage people in their stores anymore? Are they getting AI to do that? Or was it a personnel issue? Did you screw up and they fired you, or did you quit because you were tired of the bureaucracy and the BS? What's the story behind it? Because that's a high up position. Ogie Live, welcome to the channel. Ogie Live and Nick Groves, are y'all subscribers? Have you been here before? Is it your first time catching me? What's going on with y'all? And Mason Bell, I don't want to stop this discussion if you're willing. I'd like to learn more. Super curious about those types of positions, right? That's a white collar, mid-level job, general manager for a corporation, Kroger. You screwed up and got laid off. All right, did you learn a lesson from it? Well, welcome, Ogie. I appreciate you coming in and checking this out. So typically on Wednesdays, I'll do a shot from my steam room, my pop-up tent steam room, shirtless. I got pants on, don't worry. and just talk about health and wellness stuff, and then loop it into other aspects of topics I'm passionate about. So if that appeals to you, come, subscribe and like the channel and come on back. Yeah, they were bringing in someone new, and I messed up on a couple of deliveries at the time, and the deliveries didn't reach us, and they blamed me. Yeah, so there must have been some other things going on as well, where they were looking for a reason to get rid of you, because it's expensive for companies to hire people. The onboarding process is expensive. I think the metric that I learned about a few years ago was it costs like 2 to 3 or maybe 4 times the employee's salary or pay to hire the person. So getting rid of somebody is an expensive event, because they're losing that knowledge the individual has of the operations in the company. Then they got to train somebody new if they're hiring from outside the company. Well, what are your prospects for new employment? What's the job market looking like out there? Or are you on unemployment right now and just trying to get your bearings? Looks like you're the only one left here, Mason Bell, and that's plenty fine. If I can help one person out today, that's a win for me. Ogie Live decided he wasn't interested and he took off, which is fine too. I'm not for everybody. I have a ball cap. I bought 5 ball caps with smart aleck comments on them, and that's one of them says I'm not for everybody. Okay, I'm sorry. It is what is, Mason Bell. All right, appreciate y'all who like the video stream. It's nice of you. It is what there, Mason Bell. Yeah, a lot of the chat is delayed by about 3 or 4 seconds, and then I have a bad habit of not knowing what I was just talking about, and therefore I don't know what the comment's about. So, you got to help me out, or put some context in the text to an answer to a question, so I know what the answer is. It looks like most companies are comfortable where they stand with their employees. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Companies, especially corporations that are psychopathic corporations, they are psychopaths. They don't care about their employees, so long as the employees is getting the job done and the company's making a profit. They don't care. Oh yeah, right. It's an extreme expense to bring on a new employee. Yep. They don't care about us. They do not care. If they cared, they would pay in a percentage of profits every year. Right now, there would be a burden on the employee to make sure the product and or service they were delivering to the company day in and day out was top notch, right? So they would increase their pay, but they don't. It's nominal wages that don't increase with the erosion of purchasing power, right? Your dollar buys less today than it did last year. And it will continue to do that. And if they're not raising your pay by 10 to 20%, at least annually, if not quarterly, we're falling further and further behind. I've got the same problem with my military pension, right? It only gets a 1.5, 2, maybe a 3% raise occasionally every year. That's not even month over month. That's every year. And every month I'm getting further and further behind. That's what necessitated my drastic change in lifestyle 2 months ago, where I was living in RV parks in deep East Texas, to be in close proximity to my kids, paying $500 a month for a lease, all utilities included, and going to school down there, collecting income from that source. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense anymore. So I relocated, got rid of my rental expense. I'm using labor for that now where I'm at, but I got rid of the rental expense, increased the housing allowance by 25%. And therefore that's going to allow me to maintain in this wicked economic monetary system they've got us in for a little bit longer while I figure out what the next move is. It's your opinion they don't want to spend any additional. That's exactly right. Why? Why is that? Why don't they want to spend any additional money for anything? What is the corporation's primary and only objective by law that it must pursue. Do you know? By law, corporations must do this. And their CEO and all their executives and the vice presidents and all them assholes who made it to the top of a psychopathic pyramid, right? What must they do by law? And I learned this from We the Corporations that I read back in 2021 time frame. It's a great book written by a lawyer, but not in legal speak, in layman's terminology. We the Corporations. I highly recommend you go read that. So by law, the corporations are required to maximize profits to their shareholders. Psychopathic, that's their only goal. Tunnel vision, right? Maximize profits for the shareholders, maximize profits for the shareholders, maximize profits quarter over quarter, right? Short-term thinking, not long-term value creation. So they must maximize profits to the shareholders, right? So you get that mentality with driving costs down to lower prices while maximizing the margins for profit. Then come in the private companies, right? The mom and pop shops who can't compete at that scale, right? And they're forced out of the marketplace. And a lot of the mom and pop shops, even last Saturday, I visited the local market, farmers market, and a lady was out there, and because I think she's 80 years old and has her Social Security, has some other type of pension from her previous employer or something. She's got income. She's like, she just wants to provide a good service and product to her customer, and therefore charges cheap for it. And economically, that makes zero sense at all. That's a dumb business model. So she's not in business, she's in a hobby. And that hobby is impacting other small-time folks that are trying to deliver a product to the marketplace. But because she is pricing her products low, because she's got income from the government or another corporation, it messes up the supply and demand balance, which impacts the price. In this case, drives price down. And people that don't have that additional income have to charge more in order to make ends meet, but they charge more and their product won't be purchased because they can get the similar or equal value product from this lady who's selling it at rock bottom prices. And I don't do that. I value my time at $1 silver dollar per hour. Why silver dollar per hour? Now, I disagree there. And your egg, I want you to back up your claim that immigration is the biggest problem with what proof? That's a broad statement and an absolute is, right? I challenge that. I challenge that all day long. Back your claim up. Why? And I'll ask why 5 times. So we'll get to the root to see if it's actually true or not. So why is that? There, Anurag. Sorry if I butchered your name there. But Anurag. Let's hear it. I'm open for discussion. Change my mind. I'm open to my mind being changed, 100%. Teach me something today. Why do I disagree with you right now? And why am I going to agree with you in 5 minutes? What's up, Gabstar86? Hi, M8. What's M8? Why are you calling me M8? I'm the Outcast Commander. You call me the OC, original character. Gapstar, I consider myself young. Yeah, I am in my 40s. I consider myself fit. I don't consider myself too strong yet. I'm working on that though. I had a hip mobility problem for about 2 years that was keeping me from really doing what I needed to do, what I wanted to do. We got that fixed though. So I'm getting back in my training regime now and putting together the equipment I need in order to get my lift back on, start strength training again. Yeah, well, thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate the compliment. No, my arms don't huge flex. No. I'm like a swimmer. I got a swimmer's body. But let's see, where did my challenger go? And your egg, come on with it. Why is immigration the biggest problem? Are you gone? It looks like Gapstar's the only one that's here right now. Now we got 3 people back. 39, cool. Tell me, what's your story? Oh, you're a guy. Okay, well, I'm not gay, so I'm into women. I got nothing against other sexual leans, but I'm into women. Well, immigrants get our job, which obviously results in unemployment among the natives, and housing and rentals are skyrocketing. That's enough for saying immigration is the biggest problem. Yeah. there's a little bit of truth in your logic and statement there, but it's not the whole picture, because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of industries and markets within those industries that provide jobs, and immigrants aren't taking all of those jobs. Are immigrants getting maybe lower, what's called lower wage jobs or blue collar jobs like farm work or construction? Yes, I would say, broadly speaking, that is probably true. What about the white collar jobs that AI is stealing and taking, right? That AI is forcing layoffs with, right? So that's one aspect to one of your thoughts inside that argument. Natives and housing and rentals are skyrocketing. Okay, why is housing and rentals skyrocketing? What's the source of that? It's not immigrants. It's not immigrants. Immigrants might be a piece of that based on demand for housing and the supply remaining the same or growing less fast than the demand. That could be the same. That could be the case. But the housing price is a result of inflation. So what is inflation, you now ask? And this is the secondary and tertiary reasons for this channel, so that I can educate and teach liberty-minded American citizens about what the education system and academicians don't know and never did teach us, purposely so. Right? They dumbed our society down. Okay, so the inflation is the expansion of the currency supply. Expansion of the currency supply. Okay, so think of a balloon, expansion, right? A balloon is deflated all the way and you expand it with air. All right, the currency supply. What's the currency supply? Well, we've been conditioned to think that the currency is money. The currency is not money. Currency is a representation of money. All right, it's a worthless piece of paper. All right, so as worthless pieces of paper are continually created over and over, and say as more air is blown into that balloon, air being the equivalent of the currency paperback dollar, US dollar, and it's not a bill either. To get you a dollar out and look at anywhere on the either side for the word bill, and you won't find it. You'll see the word note, and there's a big difference between a bill and a note and a bond, and all of those are debt instruments, bills, notes, and bonds. But I've lost everybody but one. So that's typical, right? Because like you get out off into stuff, people are like, oh man, so boring. It's not. It's your life. You're storing your life's energy in those dollar notes, and your time and energy are being stolen away from you through those dollar notes. It's super important. It's super important. All right, let me catch up on the comments real quick. Yeah, thank you, Gabstar. I think I'm pretty funny myself, because money laundering from our stocks and giving. Okay, Ella Rose. All right, thanks for chiming in, Ella Rose. Because money laundering from our stocks and giving our country's money we don't have is why immigration is what built this country, while America is a delusion. I'm with you a little bit, but you do use the term money where you should use currency, right? Money's hard to get, because real money is scarce. So like gold and silver, real money. There have been other things used for money in the past and currency at the same time, but today, and since 1972 and really since 1934, our currency diverged from money backing. And let's see, your mass immigration rapidly increases demand for housing, outpacing local supply. Okay, I agree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. This shortage drives up rent price. Yep, and home value. No, not home values. Right? What's the value of a structure? What's the value of a home? It's not the price. What's inherent in the value of a place to shelter yourself from the elements, like my RV is, right? The value is that separation from the elements to remain comfortable. That's where the value lies, not in the price. The price is a result of a multitude of factors, one being supply and or demand, two being the amount of currency circulating in the economy to pay for said good or service. This is really complicated stuff, wicked problems, right? But we've been so dumbed down as a society, and this is coming from a guy that's got, and I'm not bragging about this, I'm actually ashamed to admit it, but I've got 4 degrees from higher academia: Associates of Science in Sciences, a Bachelor's of Science in Geology with engineering option, Texas A&M, an MBA from the Naval Postgraduate School, and then a Master's of Science in supply chain, in global supply chain management and logistics, with a focus on the energy industry and specifically the geothermal power creation. I don't have the right term. Right, from National Defense University's Dwight D. Eisenhower School. Now I'm back in school again at a community college taking urban sustainable agriculture, only for the income the VA will send me for going to school. It's tax-free. That's it. Because my whole goal in life is to maximize my time freedom and drive down or eliminate my tax liability. That's it. So that I've got freedom to do what I want, when I want, where I want, as long as I want, with whoever I want, until I don't want to do it anymore. $11 to 12 million immigrant-headed households own a home in the United States. Where's that data from? Who gave it to you? The government give you that? Highly skeptical. Highly skeptical. Where's that data come from? All right, Gapstar, do you want my attention or what? Like, why would you post that? Gabstar is being nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're being nice. You were just complimenting on my physique and stuff, and I just want to make sure you were aware I'm not into guys, but I appreciate the compliment. Man, hell, I told my business acquaintance this morning from his YouTube videos he's looking great, but I left it at that. Right, his physique looks good because he's been healthy. Here's the behind the scenes. Well, shoot, I thought I could pull up my task reminder. I have these task reminders come up every day, and that one was about how to respond when someone disrespects you. And the first on the list of 7 or so was call it out calmly. I need to commit them to memory so I can actually use them whenever the time comes up, but I was about to go through that, but it disappeared on me. It's no problem. It's all good. Check that guy out. I got that yesterday. The scorpion got me all excited and I ran into something. Knocked myself down. It was not good. My stepmom patched it up for me. It was a mess. There was blood all over my hat. Slow down, Heath. Don't be an idiot. Hey, Gapstar, man, if you want to, you can take those kind of comments to another channel. We don't need that here. That's ridiculous. Yeah, looks like I lost everybody but you, Gapstar. Where are you from? Where are you coming in from? And your ag, it's natural as the demand increases, the price increases. That's a part of it. Okay, that's a part of it. If demand increases while supply also increases, then prices theoretically remain the same. Okay, there's other impacts like an inflating currency that could cause prices to rise higher than just the supply and demand alone. Like, that's possible. But all things being equal, if demand rises and supply increases and currency remains constant, prices should remain relatively constant, within 0.5% or so, what would be called 50 basis points. A basis point is 0.1%. And I didn't know that for years after getting into the stuff. That's an important term to know. Just like in your profession or field, you've got terminology that you must use in order to work in that environment. There's terminology in money and banking and finance and real estate and insurance. What else? And all kinds of things that you've got to know the terminology. And when we don't know the difference between currency and money, they got us from go. Got no chance. All right, what else we got? You got other questions or comments, or still trying to convince me that it's immigration alone, Egg, or do you cry uncle and say no, I wasn't completely right? I'm going to modify my statement, my thought. Or are we still way separate? Because you haven't moved me toward your position very much at all. And I still need to know where that 11, 12 million immigration-owned households data point came from. Man, it just got cool in here. Like my power went off or something. I was checking my sauna bucket. You want to see how this works? Can y'all see this? So look, I got a hose coming in from the steam generator outside. That goes into that there. The steam comes out. I burnt myself like 3 or 4 times. I was like, I gotta do something different. I used frisbees at first. Then I grabbed my Hotworks mat and folded it in too. It works good to keep me from getting burnt while also letting the steam come out. Where are we at, Annie Rag? Are we aligned? Ella Rose, money is a delusion. No, money is not a delusion. Currency is a delusion. The only thing backing the economy is the delusion it'll never collapse. Yeah, that's true. The currency will never collapse. The fact supply and demand is playing such a factor because some control all sources, which causes a monopoly. Oh yeah, you're 80-85% of the way there to what you just said. Yeah, there's a few tweaks that need to be made, and maybe a couple of assumptions, but yeah, the 85, you get a B, a solid B for that description for sure. I'm proud of you. That's good, Elrose. I'm glad somebody else out there has a clue. Yeah, my water's out. I'm not done in here, so I'll show you guys how this works. It's supposed to be hot today, but it's cool. Thank goodness. Yeah, so there's the steamer. What I do, I'll go in and say, hi, Silver. You watching the place? Silver got a haircut yesterday. Got groomed up. You know what else Silver did last night while I was at class? He got chewy and chewed up my draft protectors under my doors. He's never done that before. I don't know what happened. I held his feed back so that he didn't have to go poop inside. He might have been hungry, but he didn't eat the stuff. He just tore it up. So we'll have to feed him earlier on days that I go to class at 5:30 so that he can take care of his business and maybe not tear the house up while I'm gone. Otherwise, we'll have to put him in his crate while I'm out, so he can chew on his toys, not chew up our house. And he's not even 2 yet, right? So I mean, really, he's like a teenager with an attitude, I guess. He's a teenager with an attitude. All right, while we wait on that to boil up, we'll do some stretches. Keep the discussion going. What do we got back in? Okay, money and the currency only pay when the barter and trade are off or of equal value of what the community needs to survive. Yeah, that's I think that's a 90% accurate statement. I think there's some assumptions in there that still matter, but yeah, that's good. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I got to get this set up. Bear with me a second. I'm still getting my processes down, people, so that it's not all crazy. I'm still learning. Always learning. Always learning. Trying to do things better. Make the channel better. There we go. Oh. All right. Nervous chewer. Oh. Silver, he hasn't been nervous. He's got a good life. But yeah, I probably should have turned on the, I probably should have let the music on for him. Yeah. Again, first night of school, like I gotta always improving. I gotta do better for him so he doesn't chew stuff up. What else we got? Yeah, nervous chewer. I got him a new rope to chew on for his teeth, but he hasn't really taken to it for some reason. He hasn't wanted to chew on it for whatever reason. I don't know. Everybody left. Ugh. Doing some hamstring stretches with this hamstring stretch strap. Then it'll be time to start cleaning the place, doing the daily or the weekly deep cleaning of the house. All right, Outcast. I'm gonna end this one. Start another one. Stay weird together. Choose liberty. Outcast Commander. It's out.